Hello, what's up and what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Jacksonville Jaguars Franchise. Year 6 offseason is here. We made a decent amount of money. We won the Super Bowl. That's our second Super Bowl in 5 seasons. Doing pretty good. Coach Gibbs retiring stock. I don't know who that is, but he's going to call it a career as well. And then Eric Mangini is like, I'm up out of here, about to go coach my high school's team. Yes, you go do that. Have success. Then all of a sudden, Jack Del Rio is no longer our head coach. And I'm like, how'd that happen? This stuff happens where I guess his contract was up, but then we just slide in Brian Billick to be our new head coach, which I'm okay with. But it's like, I should have choice over who's my head coach. So I could release him, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let it ride. He's our new head coach. Brett Favre could be an offensive coordinator, but he's not. Greg Knapp could be one. He was with the Niners, the late Greg Knapp. We're going to not go with Trent Green either, though. So that's not going to happen. Mike Holmgren, all right, used to be the Niners offensive coordinator, then had success with the Packers as a head coach in Seattle. Why don't you come to Jacksonville to be our offensive coordinator, Big Mike? It's going to cost us a pretty penny. He's not cheap. He has a lot of offers, but we are going to finally sign him on the dotted line. 2 years, $1.5 million. Let me get it correct. Then Trent Green, you could be our special teams coach. How about that? Michael Strahan, Shields, Thomas. These guys are retiring. Harding's retiring. Fred Beasley, fullback, former Niner, retiring. Donovan Darius, who won a Super Bowl with us. But then he stopped us from getting to one when he played for the Patriots. He is going to call it a career driver who we just faced, Jake Plummer, who won a Super Bowl. I want to say he won one. The Patriots beat us in the playoffs, but then I believe the Broncos took care of the Patriots in the AFC Championship game or something like that. But Jake Plummer, he won a Super Bowl two seasons ago. Will Barton, restricted free agent. We are going to offer him because he's 92 overall. He's only like 25, 26 years of age, and nobody wants him. Nobody thinks he's worth a first and like a third. I believe that would be the compensation. Nobody wants that. Okay, I'll keep him. I'll gladly keep him. Gonna let everybody else walk. We gotta let go of everybody here. We might try to re-sign some guys, but Scobie, Big Vince, Jones, Lewis, Pope, Moorhead, Jackson, Polly, Mathis, those guys are all kind of backups. Washington, Kelly, middle linebacker, and Mitchell, Will Allen, DJ Shockley, who we signed like 2 seasons ago. Kyle Orton has 1 year left. Darren Williams, the late Darren Williams, has 1 year left as well. Top free agents: Troy Polamalu, Sean Taylor, Chris Cooley, Suggs, Reed, Leckler, Wilson, Peppers. We are talking about 99s galore. You got Scobie, Stroud, Williams, Merriman, Rackers is out there, Mormon is out there, Brian Urlacher is out there, Erison James is out there. Warren Brady is out there. Another Reed, the kicker Reed, he's out there. Big Vince Faneca out there. D'Angelo Hall, Javon Curse, Jason Witten. All these guys are out there. Marcus Trufant, Ken Lucas, Matt Jones, Adam Bennett, Terry Peyton Manning. If you don't think that I spun the wheels on maybe getting Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, you are wrong. I spun those wheels. I kicked those tires. I was like, could you imagine one of these guys in Jacksonville? I mean, Duval County would go crazy. And Chris Sims, you are good. We got Chris Sims up to 94 overall. He is good. But he ain't no Tom Brady. He ain't no Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? So, I kicked those tires. But first things first, John Murphy, him and Burton, I believe we got in the same draft. They're around the same age, 91, 92 overall, bringing him back. We tried to go after Matt Jones, y'all, and this is what I wanted. Sometimes guys don't want to come back to your team. And when you just re-sign guys, they always want to come back to your team. They always give you a friendly discount. That's not how the real world works. He doesn't want to come back to us. I'm surprised he wants to go to Tennessee, but he don't want to come home. So I looked at Randy Moss. He's no longer Randy Moss. He is 34 years of age. He has 86 overall speed. That's no Randy I know. Marcus Stroud, he's like, I'm considerate, but Philadelphia is known for loving defensive linemen, and I might go there. I kicked the tires on Troy Williamson. Thought, no, got to bring back Big Vince. Our right side of our O-line at guard isn't that strong, so I want my left side of the O-line to be very, very strong. And then because we bring back 3 guys or sign 3 guys, Mercedes Lewis. And Mercedes Lewis was not in my plans. I was like, that's probably one guy that's going to go. I was talking about that throughout the season. But with Stroud not coming back, Jones not coming back, and I wanted those guys to come back, it's Lewis that comes back, surprisingly enough. Vince was always in my plans. Murphy, there's a strong possibility I'll bring him back. But Jones or Stroud is going to be that 3rd guy, and it's not going to happen. So Tom Brady going back to the Patriots. Peyton Manning, it was between the Colts, the Detroit Lions, and the Denver Broncos. He goes to Detroit. Grossman is now a Ram. Matt Leinart is now a Colt. Schaub, Volek, and Bowler still out there. Clinton Portis is a Cowboy. Westbrook is a Patriot. Tomlinson is a Buccaneer. Carnell Williams is now a Seahawk. Bell is now a Viking. Julius Jones is now a Tennessee Titan. Willis McGahee is a Bronco. Sean Alexander is a Bengal. Benson is still out there as well. Then when it comes to fullbacks, Chris Cooley, he's going to the Patriots. Jones is now an Eagle, spent some time with us obviously, and then the Bears. Johnson is going to the Titans, then Jeremy Johnson going to the Steelers. Evans is a Ram. Carney is a Giant. Smith is a Bear. Askew is still out there. Matt Jones, you're breaking my heart. He's a Tennessee Titan. Anquan Bolden, Tennessee Titan. Roy Williams is a Buck. Santana Moss, the little boss, going to Minnesota. Givens is a Packer. Randy Moss is a Steeler. Plexico, don't shoot yourself. Burris is a Jet. Williamson is a Raven. Caldwell and Clayton are still out there. Jason Wynn is a Skin. And then you got Miller is now a Cowboy. Troop is a Bengal. Dallas Clark is a Packer. Mercedes Lewis, he came back home. Bubba Franks, he's still out there. Ogden, a Panther. Levi Jones, a Patriot. Marvel Smith, a Patriot. McKinney, now a Lion. Brown is still out there. McDougal is still out there. Faneca, a Niner. We bring home Vince. The Falcons get 2 of them. They're like, we'll take 2. And they got 2, all right? Center, Hardwick is a Panther. Hardwick and then Hartwick is a Steeler. There you go. Ashworth is a Chief. Sneed and Mathis both going to the Patriots as right guards. Then you got McKinney still out there. Tasker, he is a Chief. And then Olivier is a Jet. Turley is still out there. Julius Peppers is a Niner. Ty Warren is now a Charger. Javon Curse is a Colt. Catman is a Bill. Leonard Little is a Packer. Castile is a Panther. Weaver is a Colt. Trevor Price is a Falcon. Smith is still out there. J-Dog, Justin Smith, and Pope still out there as well. Terrell Suggs is now a Detroit Lion pairing up with Peyton Manning. James is a Cowboy. Grant is a Dolphin. Simeon Wright still getting in. Is a Bill. LeBoy and Williams are still out there. Stroud, he's now an Eagle. Can you believe that? He's an Eagle. Williams is a Cowboy. Simon is a Saint. Triplet is still out there. Randy Starks is still out there. Sean Merriman is now a Niner. The Niners are leveling up. They're like, we got our offense good. We're about to get that defense good, and they're doing it. Peppers, Merriman, both on the same side. That is crazy work. Adams still out there, outside linebacker. Scott still out there, outside linebacker. Urlacher is a Cowboy. Al Wilson is now a Panther. There we go. Aiken Adele is a Giant. Brackett is a Patriot. Dansby is a Charger. Fletcher is a Colt. And Antonio Pierce is a Dolphin. Ed Hartwell is still out there. Ian Gold is also a Cowboy. Cowboys are making a move on that defense. Smith, Thomas, and Phillips are still out there. Hall is a Chicago Bear. You can't pick off Jay Cutler if you... I know, different universe. Anyway, Saints, they get Lucas, and they got 2 corners. I forgot the other guy's name. I was going too quick. Fred Smoot is a Niner. Again, Niners making moves defensively. Sean Taylor's a Patriot. Wilson is now a Lion. Bob Sanders is now a Kansas City Chief. Will Demps is still out there. Troy Polamalu, he's your top player in free agency according to the order. He's your top guy. He's now a Cowboy. Ed Reed's now a Panther. Williams is now a Buffalo Bill. Boulware is now a Steeler. Brown is a Saint. Archuleta, Hope, both out there. Scobie, he's an Eagle. Rackers is now a Colt. Adam Vinatieri is a Saint. Lindell is a Bill. Olinde Mare, he is a Charger. Janikowski is a Cowboy. Feely is a Detroit Lion. Longwell, he is a Seahawk. Tynes is a Buccaneer. The kickers, Bob Baronis, he's a Bear. Brown is a 49er. You got Gold as a Chief. Lopez as a Texan. Grammatica, he's still out there, and we need a kicker, obviously. Punters, you got Leckler, Mormon. All these guys have found deals. They have found homes. Congratulations to them. When it comes to the draft, we have 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks, thanks to the team that we played in the Super Bowl, those San Francisco 49ers. Now, we got those 2 picks because we traded Byron Leftwich to them. I did not expect to see them in the Super Bowl, but the Niners are good. This has been probably my favorite PS2 franchise that I've ever done, and it has a lot to do with the rules because we could just have a juggernaut team. On Coach Dawkins' channel, Atlanta was a juggernaut, kind of, although we didn't win. The Chargers won like every Super Bowl in that franchise. But here with the rules, it makes us have to draft. It makes us have to make tough decisions. And it allows the other teams in the league to get top-tier talent. And it just makes for nice turnover, nice roster building, so on and so forth. Now, we've been one of the better teams in the AFC. And it should be that way with good coaching and good talent, but at least the other teams have a fighting chance. And sometimes on the PS2, it doesn't really feel that way. So I was thinking about shopping this pick, and then I thought better of it. And we're going to go with the quarterback that's available, Mike Harris. He is our first-round pick. And then we come back with the second pick. We're back-to-back picks in Paul Kumas. So Mike Harris, 84 overall, is projected to go in the top 10 out of LSU. He is a 31st overall pick going to us. 94 throw power, 92 throw accuracy. He is already up there in those categories with Chris Sims. Paul McComas, that's what it is. McComas, 82 overall, 89 strength already, 82 acceleration. Speed just 61, but that acceleration, that's key for a D lineman. Then we got a running back. It wasn't a need, but he was the best available guy. He was projected to go in like the late first, early second. We get him at the end of the second, 82 overall, 85 speed, 85 agility, 86 break tackle. He's up there with some of the best running backs taken earlier. Then we got our kicker and Glover, 80 overall, 85 kick accuracy, 93 kick power. That's what I care about. Lorenzo Miles, great last name, 82 overall, 71 tackle, 79 strength, 79 speed. Left tackle, more of a, a guy that could be a backup, rotational guy as a backup. He's there. Another backup at right tackle, and Atkinson, 75 overall, 84 pass block, 85 run block. Michael Brooks, 62 right guard. So again, this filling in the roster at this point in the draft. And then we got Sharper, who really is Mr. Irrelevant, because we won the Super Bowl. We had the last pick in the last round, and here he is, 68 overall, 72 tackle, 52 awareness, but 85 speed at 6'4", 238 pounds. That's not bad if you ask me. Chuck Rhodes is your top pick, 88 overall, out of New Mexico of all places. You see, Houston, you should have took Khalil Mack out of Buffalo. He could play DN or stand him out as an outside linebacker. Clowney wasn't like that, although, he went to Buffalo talking about Khalil Mack. Anyways, Houston took the top running back, 85 overall. Our running back we took in late second round, 82 overall. Cobb right in, going to Arizona. Boyd, halfback, 83 overall, out of Penn State, going to Cincy. Porter, receiver out of NC State, going to the Jets. Conway, outside backer, going to the Bears. Quarterback, another quarterback for the Raiders at 87 overall. Woody, I believe, is now a free agent. So that's the guy that they last drafted. The Broncos also draft a quarterback. The Dolphins or the Broncos, Dolphins went with the tight end. The Rams go with a defensive end. Cornerback going to Seattle. Right tackle going to Baltimore. Then you got Salam, receiver. He is going to the Saints. Then you got Joe, outside backer from Arkansas, going to Atlanta. We got maybe the replacement to Michael Strahan. Ogden, cornerback, out of Utah, going to Arizona. Moss, linebacker, 86 overall. Billups, outside linebacker as well, 85 overall, 83 speed. That's nice. Monroe, free safety. He goes to the Colts. Then you got another outside backer going to the Tampa Bay Bucks. Receiver, I believe, going to the Lions. Receiver going to be going to those Pittsburgh Steelers. 82 overall. Jackson, center, going to be going to the Chiefs. And then you got Clemens, receiver, going to Washington. Holloman, middle linebacker. He gets drafted there at pick number 28. And then Kelly going to the Patriots, a center there. Second round of free agency, we get Quentin Jammer. We bring him in on a 2-year deal. Will Demps, we bring him in on a 1-year deal to be our backup free safety. Chester gets a 2-year deal. He's pretty young. Going to bring him in to be our backup center, I believe. Waters, who had the game-clinching interception, he's coming back on a 2-year deal. Darrell Smith, who was with us in season 1 and 2, he comes back on a 1-year deal. And Chad Jackson, he is the lowest of them all. But he was with us last year, just 26 years of age. He gets a 3-year deal. Longest deal goes to him, and it's because we no longer have Jones. He still has the second best hands on the roster behind Larry Fitzgerald, and he played well for us last year. So to try to be realistic, I try to be realistic, but that's not like my main objective in these franchises. It's still a video game. I try to set rules to make it be more competitive, but as far as realism, is like what technically classifies as realistic. Is it realistic for Shedeur Sanders to be a 5th-round pick? Or is it realistic for KG to go from Minnesota to Boston with that trade? Like, was that realistic? You know what I'm saying? Like, so who really cares? It is what it is. Now let's talk about the roster. This is the main sticking point right here. I'm glad we brought back Mercedes Lewis. Barry was 80 overall. He dipped down to 79 overall. If you look at his face and you look to the right, you see that little square with the stock market going down and crashing. That is the label, or that is the picture, the icon for bust. So he is technically a bust. He was the first-round pick by Seattle. They let him go pretty soon after they drafted. I want to say a year or two after they drafted him. We picked him up because I'm like, yo, this is a steal. But because I didn't utilize him as best as I could, and the fact that he really didn't produce that well with the Seahawks, he's a bust. And it's not because of his talent, because in real life it's like talent, in production too. Here it's just production. He did not get the ball enough. He did not produce enough. He did not start enough. And that's why he is labeled a bust. So most likely, although we utilize him, and I thought he was actually better for us, made more explosive plays for us than Mercedes Lewis because of his athleticism and speed and all that, he probably won't get no better. And that's kind of sad, but that's one of the player roles or player archetypes that they have in this game, which still makes this game one of the best Maddens on the PS2 of all time, and still, to me, a very, very playable Madden, even it being close to being 20 years old, just because of how franchise can work. And if you do, like me, set some rules and parameters, just because the salary cap, like 2K5, you do not have to mess with any rules there, except for maybe if you're drafting. But besides that, franchise play is pretty good. Gameplay is just the receivers drop too many passes for me to truly love that game and love franchise. It's still ahead of its time. Don't get it twisted. It just playing a video game, it irks me when my receivers is dropping every single pass and I can't adjust the sliders to make that work. It breaks something else. But I still love 2K. I just feel like for franchise purposes during this generation, this right here to me is the best game to do it in, if you still like the PS2 era games. Anyways, that's our quarterback. Harris upgraded his look just a little bit. I miss quarterbacks having that look with the visor and the 3-bar running back, as Madden will call it. I miss that. But now let's go to Tony Bruno, because I thought that this was kind of hilarious what he was talking about here. I missed this show too.
Big news out of New England this week. Deshaun Foster is reportedly skipping out on most of training camp so he can play basketball. That's right, you heard me right, basketball. Not NBA, of course, but semi-pro. Hello, what's going through this guy's mind right now? Does he think he's immune to attending the team's camp where players begin their long haul towards getting in shape, learning the system, bonding with one another, etc., etc.?
I don't know. I just thought that was hilarious. I miss the Tony Bruno show. I miss stuff like that in franchise. I hope that both college football 26 and Madden 26 for Dynasty and franchise has something like that where, I don't know, they need like a radio show, but there's something. I don't know, a podcast. Anyways, you can see that the screen glitched out on me, but Harris played pretty well. I saved everything, turned off the PS2, got back in the game. Everything is beautiful now again, but I forgot to hit record when I did Chris Sims. So Chris Sims, we upgraded his throw power. Now he's 95 overall. So although there was a part of me that wanted to have Peyton Manning on the roster, it really didn't make sense, especially when you can only sign 3 guys in the offseason. period. Jake Jackson is now 83 overall. He is now a power running back. I think I play better with Maurice Jones-Drew. I think I make more plays with him, but Steven Jackson and now Jake Jackson, those guys are going to be our power running backs. Maurice Jones-Drew will still get some love out there. He's in the last year of his contract. So is Steven Jackson. Jackson, I believe, is going to be in his 30s. And, I love what Baltimore did with Derrick Henry, giving him an extra 2 years, $25 million guaranteed over the next 2 seasons. Like, that's beautiful for him. I just don't know if I'm doing that here. Okay? I'm not doing that here with Steven Jackson. We don't have Steven Jackson, but you know what I mean. All right, you know what I mean. I was thinking about using Paul Pruitt in this drill because he is the lowest on the totem pole as far as our linebackers, but Sanders has such a good postseason. He's right around 90 overall. I'm like, let's get him up to 90, and now he's there. And yes, he was one of our first high draft picks, and he's still on the roster getting it done. I love him. Johnson, we only got bronze. I'm like, hold on, player, we got to do better than that. So we're going to come back and we're going to mess around and get silver here. With AC Jammer, he's going to get a bigger role. I was thinking about using Barry for the receiving drill to up his catching to make him better because I don't think he's going to improve too much more after this. So as far as the preseason, we'll go 2-2, losing to the Bucks, Panthers, but beating the Falcons and those Dolphins. Then for the position battles, Jammer beat out Jackson. Witt survived versus Chester. Hale's going to survive versus Jackson. Smith over Pruitt. Williams over Murphy. And Murphy over Barton. I'm going to stick with Murphy over Barton. I'm going to stick with Hales over Jackson because Hales is our true right guard. Jackson, I believe, is a left guard who got kicked over to that side. Jammer and Jackson, I might put Jackson as a starter. And Pruitt is my starter. Darryl Smith, you might be better. You might have a better preseason. But I'm going with those guys. Sometimes I listen to the position battles. Other times I don't. So Hakeem Waters got upgraded just one. Larry Buchanan got upgraded just one. Everybody else stayed the same. Our first going to be versus the Patriots, the Panthers, Colts, Ravens, all on the road. Then we got the Colts at home, Steelers at home, bye week. Back on the road versus the Bengals and the Texans. Then we got the Saints, Falcons, Titans, Browns, Chargers, Packers, Texans, and Titans on the road to end the season. So it's going to be Sean Taylor, who I think Johnson is he fits that mold. Big, athletic safety. Sean Taylor, in my opinion, is the most talented safety of all time. He could play in the box. He could play a ball hawk, guard your receiver, be an extra man in the box. He could do it all. Career got cut short. Life got cut short, obviously. But just talent-wise, he's that guy. We're going to be taking him on in week number 1. Hope to see y'all there. I do hope that the rest of the day is the best of your day. Peace, love. Hot sauce.